The Pacific War began with a devastating blow to the United States on December 7, 1941, when the Imperial Japanese Navy launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. The destruction of much of the U.S. Pacific Fleet was a significant setback, yet within 6 months, America reversed its fortunes and achieved a decisive victory at the Battle of Midway in June 1942. This essay explores the key events, strategic decisions, and technological advancements that enabled the United States to turn the tide of war in the Pacific. The attack on Pearl Harbor and its aftermath. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor aimed to cripple U.S. naval power and secure dominance in the Pacific. The attack resulted in the sinking or severe damage of 8 battleships, over 180 aircraft destroyed, and more than 2,400 American lives lost. However, the assault failed in 2 critical areas. The U.S. aircraft carriers were not in port, sparing the most crucial naval assets. Key fuel storage and repair facilities remained intact, allowing for a swift recovery. In response, the United States declared war on Japan, marking the beginning of an intense military and industrial mobilization. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's arsenal of democracy strategy rapidly increased aircraft, ship, and weapon production, while the military began extensive training for large-scale naval and amphibious warfare. The Doolittle Raid and early counteroffensives. America's first offensive move in the Pacific was the Doolittle Raid on April 18, 1942. While the raid caused minimal physical damage to Japan, it provided a major psychological boost for the U.S. and demonstrated that Japan was vulnerable to attack. More significantly, it pushed Japan into making strategic errors by overextending its forces. Meanwhile, in May 1942, the Battle of the Coral Sea marked the first carrier versus carrier battle in history. Though technically a tactical victory for Japan, the battle halted their advance toward Australia and demonstrated the growing effectiveness of U.S. naval forces. The Battle of Midway, a turning point. The defining moment in America's resurgence came at Midway, June 4 to 7, 1942. Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto sought to lure the U.S. fleet into a trap and destroy its remaining carriers. However, U.S. intelligence successfully intercepted Japanese communications, allowing Admiral Chester W. Nimitz to prepare an ambush. Key factors that led to the American victory. Code-breaking advantage. U.S. cryptographers cracked Japan's naval codes, uncovering the attack plan. Carrier ambush. American carriers USS Enterprise, USS Hornet, and USS Yorktown launched decisive air strikes. Devastating bombing runs. On June 4, U.S. dive bombers sank 4 Japanese aircraft carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu, effectively crippling Japan's naval power. The battle resulted in over 3,000 Japanese casualties and the loss of many elite pilots. In contrast, the U.S. lost the USS Yorktown but emerged victorious, permanently shifting the balance of naval power in the Pacific. Between Pearl Harbor and Midway, the United States transformed from a nation reeling from defeat to a formidable force capable of taking the offensive. Strategic intelligence, superior tactics, and industrial might allowed the U.S. Navy to neutralize Japan's early advantages. Midway marked the beginning of America's island-hopping campaign, which would ultimately lead to victory in the Pacific. This period underscores the resilience and adaptability of the U.S. military, proving that even in the face of overwhelming odds, strategic insight and technological innovation can turn the tide of war.